106 R&B and throwbacks on 106 Live Radio. Atlanta's music leader.
Welcome and thank you for joining us here at the Rodney Appleby Experience, where together we can explore the mysteries of music. Without your presence, this will be impossible. I appreciate you tuning in to be part of our program.
Welcome to the Rodney Appleby Experience, broadcasting live every Tuesday night, 7 to 8 p.m. with the one, the only Rodney Appleby. And now, Mr. Rodney Appleby.
Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Rodney Appleby Experience, where we love seeing life through the mysteries and the magic of music. Thank you so much for tuning in. And tonight, we're going to continue our discussion about music, music as a way of life, music as a tool, music as medicine. We're just going to continue our discussion. Now, tonight, my guest, or I should say, my guests, because I have 6 young men that's going to be joining me tonight. And they sent me a little information that I'd like to read for you, just so we get an introduction to who they are, and then I'm going to let them kind of jump in and introduce themselves. So tonight's guest is the David Jonathan Inner City Bedlam Band. And they call themselves a rhythmic and soulful social conscious band. Social conscious band. So sounds like they're going to be giving us a little something to think about. Also looks like they might be giving us a little fun too. I don't know. So I'd like to have the guys jump in and introduce themselves. I don't know if the screen is going to be big enough for all the personalities that's going to be joining us tonight. So David Jonathan and the Inner City Bedlam. How you guys doing tonight?
Good, and you?
Excellent, excellent. So as we get started, can I just get each one of you to just give us your name and your instrument and let us know, just a little bit about yourself. Anyone can start. Yep.
My name is David Jonathan. I am a drummer and the vocalist of the band, as well as a composer.
Excellent. Well, you being David Jonathan, that seemed like the perfect place to start, huh? All right, so who's next? Anyone?
Go ahead, Alex.
All righty.
Hey, I'm Alex Overton. I'm the bass player.
All right. Nice to have you on, Alex.
Yes, sir.
We're going to be talking a little bit about that bass tonight, too. So that's my instrument as well.
Yes, sir.
I may dabble with others, but that bass, that's my thing. So who else do we have?
Good evening. I'm Rob Huff. I'm the only Rochester member of the Buffalo Bass Band. But I am the percussionist, and I'm also a vocalist. And a former Atlanta native, graduate of Morehouse College, class of 97. Let's go.
Let's go. So tell me a little something about the percussion stack that you play. Tell me something about what's in your kitchen.
I try to keep a very small footprint. I mainly play djembe, and my style is a hybrid of the traditional African style mixed with the Afro-Cuban style, and I coax conga tones out of my djembe, and then I have a lot of little accoutrement that is not your everyday stuff, but it kind of fits with the moments.
Gotcha.
I do a little vibra slap. I have some finger cymbals. I have a healing tone triangle, as well as a regular triangle, and a myriad of other things I like to kind of put in the mix.
We have some comments going on down here, people giving you guys encouragement. So I'm sure we got some friends and families that's logged on catching us right now. So, all right. So who else do we have with us tonight?
We have me. I'm the last one, Rodney. Paul Cameron. And I'm just a
How's it
man.
going, Paul?
How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Good seeing you. Good seeing you.
Good seeing you, brother.
All right. So, gentlemen, let's have a little conversation about, first of all, how the band got started and what you guys are up to as we speak tonight.
Well, I can speak on that to start. I would say this band got started out of it was out of frustration, really. I had an idea of what I wanted to say. I wanted to bring messages back to music, and in a time that it seems that the consciousness of understanding the responsibility of that has faded to some degree. There are still those who are looking to seek that kind of music, and I got kind of bored with the kind of ho hum of sometimes what I feel would be repetitive, in the music scene and other music scenes that I've seen. I'm looking to do something where I'm like trying to forge a CeeLo Green with Curtis Mayfield and Donny Hathaway all at one time.
Ah, that's ambitious.
Yes,
That's
it is.
ambitious, but worthwhile. But worthwhile. So, Alex.
Yes, sir.
Talking about the bass, given the type of musical approach that you guys taken, is it what's the level of difficulty in creating bass lines or getting the bass groove that fits with the different type of thing he wants to present?
It's very hard. It is very hard. There's so many rhythms, and depending on how Dave wants to play it that day, it's like, okay, how should I go about it? Should I fight against him, or should I, be on top of the groove, lay back, and let him lead? It's like a love and hate relationship. So I try to find a balance.
Yes, yes.
And then I take your approach too, and kind of make it groove and ride the wave.
Oh yeah. Oh well, that's my thing has always been the groove, man.
Yes,
if
sir.
I can get into the groove, almost anything can happen from the groove.
I know that's right.
That's a fact.
So all right. So percussion, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about how you listening to those two guys and what's going on there. Like, how do you find your place in that?
Wow, that is an excellent question, Rodney. The best way I can describe it is the way I like to describe what I do when I play with anyone is if the music were a cake, I'm the frosting and the sprinkles.
Gotcha.
Okay, I fit in between, and I kind of fill all the cracks, but not all of them, because you got to have a little bit of space and a little bit of air to taste everything when you bite into it.
Wow, man. I'm loving it. I can't wait to hear some of the stuff you guys prepared for us tonight. So I'm thinking to myself, and I'm just giving it a guess, because I tried to be good and not listen to the music right away, because I wanted to hear it kind of fresh live tonight and give a real reaction. You know what I mean? And so you kind of chomping at the bit to hear after you guys to just describe how you're approaching the music. Now, on the other side, Paul, let's talk a little bit about what's going on for these guys. What kind of opportunities are they finding, and how are they being managed, and what's on that side?
So we've had a few opportunities in Niagara Falls, Rochester, surrounding areas. We've been down to Atlanta. We performed a Beats and Barbecue with Cool Kim of the UMCs. He has come down there and do a little something with him. Right now, we're working on the second album, and we're looking for more opportunities, Rodney.
I hear what you're
Because you know,
saying.
you're the man, Rodney.
I hear what you're saying. And yes, there are opportunities. There are opportunities. And they're not all in Atlanta. There's
That is true, sir.
opportunities. I mean, Georgia is an interesting state, and my stay here has shown me some pretty interesting things. But you know, when you find the right venue in Atlanta, you just can't go wrong. So, so now I did ask you guys to send me a couple of tracks that we could listen to. So I think right about now would be a good time because you kind of got me interested now. I want to hear what's going on. So I'm going to ask the station if we can pull together one of the tracks. Which one would you like? Which one would you like to play first?
Well, can I? Is it all right with the guys? You know, can I start with Jacobs Blake? It's instrumental, and but it has some samples in it. It also kind of touch on everything that's gone on, not even during the pandemic, but across it, and how some of these things, you know, the crime bill of 1994 and some other things that have occurred during history, and it seems like we're doomed to repeat the same thing. So this kind of gives a broad brush of that. You can understand without having to hear words.
I see what you're saying. So it's a musical expression of kind of the energy of that time.
I would consider it to be the prologue of the album.
Okay, good. So do we have that? What is the title of it again?
It's called Jacobs Blake.
Jacobs Blake. So do we have that music?
Yep, I hear it.
Trump's great victory after the special counsel concludes there was no Trump conspiracy with Russia.
Before he returned from Mar-a-Lago last night, the president called it a complete and total exoneration.
Super predators. No conscience, no empathy. Talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel. The president has asked the FBI to launch a very concerted effort against gangs everywhere.
I just want to tell you that America is the greatest place on earth.
Autopsies have come to the same conclusion now that George Floyd's death can be classified as a homicide.
It was just announced there was no collusion with Russia, the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. There was no collusion with Russia.
That's very nice. That is different. And it does take me back to some of the old school groups. And when music had like changes in it, it wasn't just a groove that strung out. It was going through some changes. So yeah, that was quite impressive. And you call that the prologue of the actual project, correct?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. So have you guys had an opportunity to play any of this material out yet?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
So this is the music that is current with you right now.
Yep. So if I could interject the that single is coming from the album 400, and the 400 is, you know, basically the 400-year anniversary of the transatlantic slave trade, and all the music stylings, not all of them, but most of the music stylings that kind of brought black music and brown music to the conversation.
Gotcha. So
Not original.
So kind of weave through the fabric are kind of a little taste of music history, as it were.
Right, and it makes for like 2 or 3 different stories that are going on within the whole album itself. So each song is intentionally it's intentionally done in a certain way, even down to the mood of in the order to kind of express that.
Mm-hmm. So when you so who wrote this one? Okay, so you said you were the drummer and the composer, and you sing. That's a lot of energy. Now that different style I heard Alex mention that it also could depend on how you feel like playing it that particular night.
Mm-hmm.
So that adds a layer of both freshness and complexity to it, that from night to night it's not going to be definite how it's going to go, but it's definitely going to catch that energy and that groove. So who would like to talk about musically keeping up with those musical changes? Come on.
I'll step up. Dave teases me all the time, and what he tells me is that I have really big ears. And it's something that I kind of pride myself in, and it's something I got from my marching band days. I've been a marching band geek since 5th grade to present. But it's really important to listen to what's going on around you and be in the moment whenever you're performing any kind of piece. And what I really enjoy when I'm performing with these gentlemen is that, just like you said, the piece has its own kind of life force, and it's different every single time. And so you've got to be cognizant of what Alex is playing and how he feels while he's playing it, what Dave is playing and how he's emoting, what Oscar, the guitarist, is emoting, or Armani, the keyboard player, is emoting. And you have to kind of drink all of that in, and it'll settle with you, and then you're able to express what your parts are and the body of the piece and how it moves. One thing that always happens to me when I play with these gentlemen, which doesn't really happen to me with other performers, is that when I'm done, I'm not only physically tired, but I'm mentally tired and I'm emotionally tired. And that for me is one of the most amazing things, because when I'm done, I know I've actually said something and people heard something. Now, how it resonates with them, I don't know, but I know it was drawn out of me, and it came to the surface and it embodied itself in the music.
So in other words, there was a true transmission that took place.
Yes.
Yeah. So man, wow. That's kind of spiritual, and I hear you say, Dave, that it was kind of born out of a frustration.
Mm-hmm.
A frustration of kind of repetitiveness, kind of the same types of gigs going on all the time. And you really felt you needed to move things in a different direction. And so far, I got to say to you It is excellent what I'm hearing. I'm very, and again, it is very different. It's not your typical dance music 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to take a little short station break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to check into maybe another track that you have.
Excellent.
And then, Paul, I would like to also chat with you a little bit about some of the gigs coming up for these guys that we might be able to catch even online, if that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
So
sounds good.
So we're going to be right back, y'all. Y'all hang in there. We'll be right back. Thank y'all for tuning in here at the Rodney Appleby Experience.
We're gonna tear it up. That's what they saying. And people ought to understand that. I don't see why they don't understand it. This country is desperately sick. And man is on the critical list. I really don't know where we go from here.
Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
Don E. Miller, licensed professional counselor. He has the formula for wholeness: encourage, empower, educate, enrich. It's called the E effect, and it will change your life. The E effect will empower the individual who may be mentally impaired to get involved in programs to help them live a productive life. These programs, which also enrich those in need by providing education and information, which promotes a high quality of life. For more information, call Don E. Miller at 678-741-5337 or visit the website at www.theeffect.net.
Ow!
Did you know over 2,000 eye injuries occur on the job site every day, and about 1 in 10 of them require missed work days to recover? Of the total amount of work-related eye injuries, 10 to 20% will cause temporary or permanent vision loss in affected employees. And while many people think that eye injuries primarily occur in manufacturing, construction, or trade jobs, nearly 40% of work-related eye injuries occur in offices, healthcare facilities, laboratories, and similar environments. Flying objects, tools, particles, chemicals, and harmful radiation are the causes of most eye injuries, and in many cases, implementing safe work practices and utilizing appropriate personal protective equipment could prevent them entirely. We here at GTG Traffic Signals believe something as simple as putting on a pair of safety glasses can prevent serious eye injuries. These injuries are painful, cause many lost work days, and sometimes lead to permanent vision loss. This message is sponsored by GTG Traffic Signals, located in Marietta, Georgia. Reminding you today and year-round, remember to wear your safety glasses.
Are you ready to elevate your connections and improve your networking skills? Here, you can take your career, brand, and organization to the next dimension. Networking with Valerie is your passport for personal and professional growth. Tune in every second and fourth Saturday from 11 to 12 p.m. for our networking events. This is the place to build and maintain relationships. On 106 R&B and Throwbacks, powered by 106liveradio.com. Calling all authors. Do you want to promote your book? Get heard, get seen, make more money. Douglasville Books and 106 Live Radio is now offering promotional packages to create a better audience just for you. 770-949-4363. Douglasville Books, the people's choice.
Download the 106 Live Radio app from your Google Play Store. Or find us on the TuneIn app.
Greetings. This is Rodney Appleby, host of the Rodney Appleby Experience. To bring you quality programming, interesting guests, and entertaining performances, your support is very important. Donations, large and small, are always welcome. Sponsors are an important part of our ability to provide you the kind of experience you deserve. Please go to 106liveradio.com/Rodney. There you'll find the link to support the Rodney Appleby Experience. While tuned in on YouTube, please hit the like button and subscribe for alerts and updates. And you can download the 106 Live Radio app to receive notices of upcoming podcasts. And once again, thank you for your support.
Welcome to the Rodney Appleby Experience, where we see life through the flavors and sounds of music. Make it your purpose to tune in and join us as we set out to explore the mysteries and magic of music. From the mind of Rodney Appleby, demonstrations, concepts with rhythms and grooves that will soothe your soul. While you're here, call in and be a part of our Let's Talk About It segment as we sit and talk with professionals and beginners alike. And now, here's your host, Mr. Rodney Appleby.
Welcome back, everybody. Our guest tonight, David Jonathan and the Inner City Bedlam Band. And we've listened to one of their pieces of music, and as described by the members of the band, they've captured a unique and different approach to music and promises that one song actually leads to something else that tends to fill out an entire story. So it's going to be very interesting to hear what their next choice of music, or how different their next choice of music actually is. So we'd like to welcome back David Jonathan and the Inner City Bedlam Band. Welcome back, fellas. So,
peace.
That very interesting first piece that you let us hear. Again, very good work, and at the same time, very different, very different. So, Paul.
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little something about the gigs that they're doing. What types of? Yeah.
So we're going to be in Hamilton, Ontario, August 12th. That's for the Niagara Freedom Festival. So if you're there in the Ontario area up in Hamilton, come through, get some Bedlam, because you know what we do. Then August 27th, I'm just stating the truth. Hey, we're going to be at the Buffalo Music and Arts, and that's going to be at the Buffalo Central Terminal. You can get tickets. So, $20 tickets, kids under the age of 5 and 17, they get for cheaper, 5 are free. We're also going to be at Music is Art on the Blossom stage, September 9th. That's at 7 o'clock p.m. And then the Fredonia Jazz Festival, which is Saturday, October 21st at 4 p.m. That's going to be at the Fredonia Opera House. And let's see, our last gig is Saturday, November 11th. Woo, mouth all dry. Now that's going to be at the Town Ballroom. And we should just call it, we should call it David Jonathan and the Inner City Bedlam Throw Down. That's what we should call it. But it's going to be called something else, because we are the world's most dangerous band. Let it be known. Rodney, you are Bedlam. I'm going to tell you why. Because you laid such a foundation for our bass player, Alex. Mm-hmm. When that brother's in the pocket, woo! It sounds like the student might have surpassed the teacher.
Hey,
Face off.
That's exactly what is supposed to happen. Think about it. If everything stays where I'm at, how are we growing? How are we getting, more? So yeah, the teacher is always supposed to be under the feet of the student as the student stands on the shoulder, so that student can reach a little higher. So yeah, so that's the proper way things go. So Alex, I always said that there were really only 3 things that needed to happen in order for the groove to work: play in tune, play in time, and play what the music needs you to play.
Right.
For whatever that is, play it in tune and play it in time. And once that happens, and you take a little bit of musical responsibility, just a little bit, and not have to be told every little thing that's got to happen. Know when to give it breath. Know when to intensify. Know when to back off. Take a little bit of music responsibility, and all of a sudden, magic happens.
No, we call that Moroccan food.
And you're never going to get off of that, huh?
Nope, never. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it.
I mean, gentlemen, what he's talking about is, and to our audience out there, what he's actually talking about is I spent quite a bit of time in Morocco. Must have been about a year and a half, 6 months at a time, because every Ramadan, they have foreigners leave the country because that's what they consider the holy time. And so, you leave for Ramadan and then you go back and you do another 6 months. At one point, I think I did 9 months, about 9 months. They had kind of extended us out because of when we started. And I got so enamored with the Moroccan food and the taste of it, the healthiness of it, the spices of it. I just simply couldn't get enough. And there were tiny little desserts called corn de gazelles that just had me. It was like a dessert crack, basically.
Crack.
When I came home, I bought every Moroccan spice that I could possibly find and began cooking with those spices. Alex happened to be over one day. And as he walked through the door, he couldn't even concentrate on playing bass from smelling the food.
I was gone. What we cooking?
Yeah, that Moroccan food. So anybody, if you guys get a chance to go play over in Morocco, take it. Take that chance. So we have another piece of music prepared. David, what would you like to? Where would you like to go musically?
Well, now I want to go to a Simple Love Song, and just to give that song context. As I stated before, the whole album is kind of taking these snapshots of what was going on from the Watts riots all the way to the civil rights, these different things that have occurred. And Simple Love Song is basically about the women who, during the civil rights movement, you got Malcolm X having 6 kids and Martin having 4, in a time of utter turmoil. Their houses are being bombed. I'm sure there's a lot of fear and trepidation, and you need a special type of woman that can withstand and understand what you need when you come home from such a long day's journey. Simple Love Song.
All right. Well, let's take a listen to it.
It's times like this. I think about you. I just can't stop thinking about you. Let me tell you about yourself.
I love you more than words can explain. Without you, babe, I feel so lame.
I'm so not cool without you.
I know I'm going out of my mind. This song just makes me wanna spend all of my time with you. I'm thinking of you and all that you do. This is just a simple love song. Thinking about you and all that you do. This is just a simple love song. late night conversations on the phone. Shit, you know I get up in the morning. I gotta work. Makes me not wanna be alone. I just wanna see your pretty smile. You have such a pretty smile. Sit back, relax, stay for a while. Wearing that smile. You make me feel like
Yeah, a simple love song.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And within that particular song, that's just expressing that simple intimacy between the men and the women of those times.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually hear some of the old school vibe to it, like let's say maybe Isley Brothers. Something in that vein, maybe even like an Eddie Kendricks type vibe. So, and because I grew up at a time where listening to music from my dad's generation, which was a lot of blues like John Lee Hooker and Jimmy Reed and those kind of people, and then my older brother, who's was like the Temptations and those people.
Yeah.
I'm in with the in crowd and all that kind of stuff. And then my own generation's music. Listening to those 70s funk bands. Larry Graham and some of the others. So I can kind of hear where you're going across the time spans of music, and I'm kind of appreciating the real the diverse approach. It's not just that your music is different, but there is also a familiarity about it as well. So, and you guys have a very nice schedule too. I like your schedule. How often do you get together and rehearse?
Every week.
Every week?
Once or twice a week. At one point, we were at twice a week. But schedules, depending on, sometimes I have to break it up between the horns and the rhythm section, just because of scheduling. But we try to get at least one time in every week, especially with the rhythm section. And when we do tour out with the horns, that's kind of like a garnish. So if the price is right, we get them horns out there too. But
oh yeah. I understand. That's the thing about live bands. You have to account for each person with a level of consideration and accommodation that makes it where you have to really choose carefully who you're going to be performing for and how much of yourself you're going to sell. So Alex,
yes sir,
you have a little bit of a heads up on a lot of different bass players because you were also a drummer yourself.
Yes sir.
And I shouldn't say were, I should say is a drummer. We just happen to add bass to that. And so you really are seeing both sides of the field. Why don't you talk a little bit about how that affects or informs you, having both experiences?
Well, it affects me because I know both parts and where they should be and how they should go. So playing drums, you always want to lay down that foundation and don't want to be everywhere and showing all your secrets and stuff, because what do you have to show at the end of the song? So I took your advice and built upon the recipe, like how we went back to the Moroccan food. Like, you do so much just so you know that it's there and it's not over powerful like salt or other ingredients that takes over the dish. You just want to add your little seasonings here and there, and if the head ain't bobbing, you need to be stopping.
You might hear that come back at you at some point in time. Say if the head ain't bopping, you might as well be stopping.
Yes, sir.
Cool. So yeah, there's always bodily tells if the groove is right, because certain grooves you just can't help but move. Like for example, that little groove you guys had right there, that Simple Love song. That's kind of sweet, man. That's some driving music right there.
Yes, sir.
You can put some miles in on that one. So,
yes, sir.
What are you guys' very next gig coming up?
August 12th, right?
August 12th.
Yeah, that's going to be over
that's
in Hamilton.
That's the one at the Freedom Fest, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
Okay, so what are you guys particularly preparing for that situation?
Well, that one's got. Go ahead. Yeah, that's got some new tunes that we are actually working on for the new album, and now that'll be out in October, and that's a completely different look at the music even than the first album. The first album kind of is the gut punch to say, hey, this is some hard things that we got to look at through conversation and through music, as the messengers of music. Let's have that hard conversation. There's songs in there about being pulled over by the police, and there's there's a mix of blues. So we take these different genres and mix them in, but then with this new music, we have songs that kind of go back to the old church styles and chords and blues, where those styles really rested, to the whole album is kind of geared in that direction. That's they're all original as well, of course, and I can't explain. Like I said, it's like it's still messages in that music, but it's giving you something to think about, but also something uplifting and affirmational.
Yeah. So it's funny that you can take such a mixture of sounds and, of course, tell such a rich story with the music. And as you're describing the music, kind of cutting across the timelines, I'm kind of seeing it like scenes in a movie, moving from one time to the next. Kind of, and the music kind of gives you a sense of what time you're in. And so that's interesting. How when you're actually recording your songs and stuff, do you go to a studio or do you have your own production tools?
Well, then it's funny that now that's a very good question, because we actually will work out of like for this last album we worked out of several studios in Buffalo, because sometimes I don't like to rush when I get to the studio. I like to take my time to make sure we get it right. If a song that's not, if something is wrong or a part is wrong and we're not gelling with it, of course we didn't have rehearsal before we got there. We're not going to force it, because then the spirit of the song to me is affected. some of the last songs coming off the last album, I had to actually buy a whole bunch of studio equipment and take it to the house and finish the rest of the album in the living room because COVID had happened and shut down all the studios. And so, you know, it was like, okay, this is just a speed bump, you know. But once you get over that speed bump, it's like, okay, let's continue on. And then once the world started opening back up, then we got back into the studio to finish out, you know, the next album, which is called And Now You Know. And it's a perfect segue from this album to the next one.
Okay. How difficult, Paul, has it been navigating those events, those unforeseen events from a business standpoint?
It can be extremely difficult. Just in terms of, for us, it's mainly about people, time, and money, and that's the most difficult issue, I would say. And trying to not oversaturate the places that we're at, so that when we always come back, it's like, oh, it's the Bedlam again. So I think that for us has been the biggest thing. Other than that, you know, it's always good.
Okay. All right, man. I like it. And so I think we're coming up on another break right now. So let's take another short break. And when we come back, I just want you guys to give us a little information, or just a sense of what you're hoping to accomplish overall as you continue this project. So we're going to take a short pause and we'll be right back, fellas. All right, y'all, right here at 106.
Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
The Male Perspective is partially or in part sponsored by Contact Electrical Services, LLC, servicing all your residential and commercial electrical needs throughout the metro Atlanta area. And remember that without Contact, you don't have power. Give us a call at 678-698-1101. Reach out to Contact Electrical Services today.
Looking to get away, relax your mind, or take a short trip to your favorite destination? Then book your next trip with Love Travels. With Love Travels, your next trip or vacation will be an enjoyable one. No trip is too large or too small. Love Travels specializes in wine tours, land vacations, and cruises. Since the COVID-19 pandemic, not many people could book a vacation. But at Love Travels, you can now book your next vacation or trip with us. Contact To The Love for a consultation and booking information at 404-981-7457 or email at lovetravels590@gmail.com. At Love Travels, we love vacations.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You can say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You can chat with them in VR. It's all good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
It's your girl Queen.
It's your girl Nene.
And if you want to hear your song played right here on the Bridge Club Crew playlist every first Thursday of each month,
all you have to do is submit your music to the Bridge Club Crew at gmail.com. Powered by 106liveradio.com.
Live Radio is broadcasting live from Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States to a global audience.
Our radio station has a prominent international presence, which has grown to over 185 countries and is still growing. We stand behind our experienced on-air personalities and DJs to deliver clean and up-to-date content, which will leave a positive impact on all communities that we serve.
106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7. Today's R&B and throwbacks. 106liveradio.com. Call us now at 404-464-8785.
Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and be sure to tell everyone else.
Ladies and gentlemen.
About 106liveradio.com.
Help me, find my way through this darkness to the light of day. So much distraction, all around. Got me standing there, shaking like.
No interpretation, see it your way. Do what you feel, hear what you say. So when the score is final, it was yours to choose. And so it doesn't matter, you win, draw, you lose. You're big enough, you're bad enough, you're strong enough, you're fast enough, you know enough. You know too much. You're really tough. When things get rough, help me.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Rodney Appleby Experience. And I just want to let you guys know, if you'd like to call in and have a little chat, share a little something with the guys tonight, you can call in at 404-464-8785. So feel free to call in. And so David Jonathan and the Inner City Bedlam Band we have with us tonight. So we have one more little piece of music, I believe, something you guys prepared for us. So tell us a little bit about this piece of music.
Well, this piece of music is once again following this historical conversation that Black and brown people have brought to the conversation. We travel down to Louisiana and we bring out some Zydeco and some good old crawfish and jambalaya.
I know a young lady that loves crawfish.
All right. She would love the song then. And it's not even a lyrical song. It's a fun song. And I was kind of thinking of a way to kind of get that second brass line kind of a vibe, that makes you want to do that, hit that move.
While at the same time conjuring those images from back in the day of the crawfish and the, I hear it. So, and you said the name of it is Crawfish
and Jambalaya.
I'm hungry already. Let's check it out.
And jambalaya. Crawfish and jambalaya.
Yeah.
Crawfish
Yes,
and jambalaya.
Come on now.
Crawfish and
It's that crawfish and jambalaya. Y'all say crawfish and jambalaya. That's right. It's that crawfish and jambalaya. Y'all say crawfish and jambalaya. It's that crawfish and say.
Crawfish and jambalaya.
It's the crawfish and jambalaya. Yes, sir.
Crawfish and jambalaya.
It's that crawfish and jambalaya. Yes, sir.
Crawfish and jambalaya.
It's that crawfish and jambalaya. Yes, sir.
Crawfish and jambalaya.
Wow. You said it was fun.
Yeah.
You said it was fun. and also, you know, something that jumped out at me right away. Of course, I could hear the call and response in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's a definitely a throwback when you talk about, you know, even back from the you know, the captivity and enslavement and how things were communicated. You know, the call and response, that was a big part of that. So I can hear it hearkening itself that way. You know, so very interesting. So how do you guys want to wrap this up? What would you like us to know, and where would you like us to follow you?
Well, you can follow us at www.innercitybedlam.com. INNERCITYBEDLAM. On all social platforms, you could just go to @InnerCityBedlam. Please go ahead and give us a follow on Instagram and Facebook. And check us out. All our shows, everything that's coming up there. There's almost every other week something is being updated on the site. We've been getting more dates coming in.
Excellent. So good to hear. I wish you guys a lot of success. I wish you a lot of fun. I hope business goes extremely well. And I want to hear more. I just want to hear more. It sounds like you guys have really locked in on a very kind of unique yet familiar music style. I'm loving it. Thank you so much for sharing with us tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you
for having us. This is an amazing show, and we're honored to be here at 106 Live.
Thank y'all. And one other thing, Alex, you shared with me there's a vote going on for you guys. Would you like to give us a little information about that?
Yeah. So we're trying to win this contest. Paul or Dave can tap in on that more.
So there's a competition going on at the openact.com. They do it every year. They usually have like a concert that's usually at a tremendously huge venue that's going on. Usually the proceeds are going to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So they usually partner together with another company called Audacy, and they usually put on huge acts. You know, like past guests have been. Let me see. Lizzo has been a part of that. Weezer, Hazley. You know, I think Pharrell, you know, has been a part of that. And so, like I said, all the proceeds, you can actually do a free vote once a day, or you can also pay for votes. And all your money, they're $1 a vote. Each vote, once again, even if we didn't make it to the final, all that money is going to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention.
Yeah. Now, is there a link you can share with us that that would take us to the voting?
Yes, I can put that. You want me to throw it up in the
Yeah, throw it up in the chat.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, guys. So good having you. And what a blessing to hear those songs. Keep up the good work. And we'll be trying it again sometime soon after you guys have kind of made your rounds. Come back and tell us a little bit about what you've experienced. So thank y'all once again. Thank you for tuning in at the Rodney Appleby Experience here at 106 Live, which I now call the 106. So thank you, guys. And if it don't work one way, just try it another way. But no matter which way you do it, love each other. Peace. I'll see you guys again soon.
Peace.
Peace out.
It's that crawfish and jambalaya. Y'all say
Crawfish and jambalaya.
Oh yeah.
That's right. And I was not enjoying this. I kind of enjoyed myself. Crawfish and jambalaya. I like some crawfish and jambalaya.
David J, where's that crawfish and jambalaya?
Crawfish and jambalaya.